Europe, like China, it has a long history and it possesses a rich cultural heritage.
Most interesting to me about China is its history. It has a very ancient history, which means that it's led to a beautiful evolution of the Chinese people.
Europe is the birthplace of diplomacy. So if we want to understand the current world, we need to understand Europe.
Chinese people is the #1 population in the world, which means that it has a big power in terms of economy and also in terms of politics, etc.
I know European Union is highly organized and done a very impressive job at protecting human rights, environment and good governance, such this stuff. I think China and the EU can learn from each other about these things.
China is a space of cultural prosperity and deepness, and at the same time a vibrant place where economy and technology keeps evolving.
What interests me the most about China is its spirit. China's looking to the future and Europe should do the same.
I don't think China and Europe really understand each other.
I think the understanding is getting improved these years, but there's still a gap because Chinese people and Europeans, they think based on their historical background as well as their philosophy.
Europeans tend to perceive China as one single bloc and thereby maybe neglecting the diversity in China because it's such a huge country with so many different traditions, cultures, etc. And on the other side, Chinese, what I experienced in China, they often think of Europeans not so much as Europeans but as Germans, British, French, and they maybe underestimate what we have in common.
Europe is a great representative for Western culture, and China is a great representative for Eastern culture. So if I can combine them together harmoniously, just like yin and yang, it would be really good for the future.
I think that the Chinese think of the Europeans as the old guard and that Europeans think of the Chinese as the new kids on the block. And to me, that has to change. Person-to-person exchange. Nothing helps you to get to know a person of another culture as much as talking to them.
It would be interesting to see more pop culture products from China, like pop music, movies. I think this helped us to understand the United States, and Europe should do the same in China, promote our easily accessible cultural products.
Encourage European students and European people to understand the Chinese language. If you talk to a people with his or her mother tongue, those sentences will go through his or her mind and heart.
We see a lot of up-and-coming youth organizations which are striving for cultural exchange, and led by young people, we see that they're really striving to push for what exactly young people want.
There are many opportunities provided for us with scholarship to go abroad to study. Education can influence a people's life a lot.
With more and more exchanges that we're seeing through universities and different organizations, we're creating a better understanding between each other.
Right now, for Chinese students who want to get a visa to study to Europe, it's still a bit hard.
I think that mobility can be improved firstly by offering better programs, so not only an exchange in school or in university, but also in work, so if they can do an internship abroad.
It would be great to create a database of all opportunities that are available both in Europe and in Asia or China.
Encourage more NGOs and corporations to take initiative in sponsoring more exchange students here.
There's enough money, so scholarships are not the question. We need to motivate our young people actually to accept the adventure of going to a place which they don't know much about.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but then again, we're learning, and we're learning fast.